I have to be careful because this candle back here, because if my hair catches on fire, you guys will see me cry. Okay, so hi guys, it's Diana, and today I'll be doing a video on all the popular books that I have read. So in a recent video I talked about like all the books I own that I haven't read, and I realized that a lot of people were shocked at the amount of popular books that I have read, just because I typically don't talk about them. Like, low-key, if it's not my all-time favorite book, I'm not gonna talk about it like as much. Like, you know, like I feel like you guys will really be surprised at the popular books that I have read. I have read Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I really like this series. I haven't continued on because I read Crest and I forgot where I was, and I would just have to start all over again, but I don't really feel like doing that. But I mean, I really like this series. You know, Thorn is my boo, Thorn is bae. I'm ready to stay in Winter. I feel like Winter would be my favorite female character. I like Cinder, but I know that I would just stand Cinder like all the way. I mean Winter like all the way. Okay, so I have read the whole Shatter Me series. I just don't feel like grabbing all the books. The first time I read them, I ended up giving them 4 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it, but the more that I thought about it, well, the trilogy, Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and whatever the third one is, I like those. I gave them 4 stars at first, and then I reread them. Well, not reread them, but I continued on with the series. I read Restore Me and Defy Me, and I gave those 3 stars. I gave Restore Me 3 stars and Defy Me 2 stars. And once I got to Defy Me, I realized that I don't really like this series as much as I was when I first read it. If the books would have just stopped at the 3 books, I would have loved it. But I feel like the books just took like a weird like fan fiction like turn. I have read Vicious by V. Schwab. I liked it. I just didn't like it as much as I expected it. Like, I think that because it didn't live up to the hype for me, I kind of just didn't really care about it. Like, I still gave it 4 stars. I just don't care. Like, I love Victor, but it's like, it's not what I was expecting it to be. Like, it was pretty dull, I guess, and I wanted more from this, and it didn't give it to me. So I just, yeah. I read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, which I did give 3 stars to. I liked it, but once again, it was dull. I stand in the dark, but in the darkness is the love of my life, but the series is just not as good as, I mean, I expected it. But I mean, I didn't really expect it to be good either, now that I think about what I just said, because a lot of people don't really hype this book up anyways. So I have read Harry Potter. I've only read the first one. I've seen all of the Harry Potter movies, but I've only read the first one. I skipped Chamber of Secrets because I think it's so boring. Like, the movie is good, but the book was boring, so I just skipped it and I moved on to Prisoner of Azkaban, which I've been reading since November. Yeah, I've been reading Prisoner of Azkaban since November. Like, I don't know what's taking me so long. I listen to the audiobooks, I read it physically. Like, I don't know what's taking me so long to read these. These are when my tabs just stick out really far. Like, look how disgusting this is. Like, I literally give y'all permission to roast me. Like, my tabs stuck out so far that they're starting to curl over. And that's why I don't like when people's tabs stick out too far. Because think about it, like, look at it. My tabs are like literally like rolling over, and some of them are losing the color of the tabs that they had. Like, they're all starting to be clear instead of being like the colors they were. If I don't talk about tabs in every video, is really a Little Wolf Reads video. I have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and Kevin from Irish Reader is literally always yelling at me to finish the series. It's surprising that I haven't finished the series when I literally own the second 2 books. I believe it was Aaron who commented that it was surprised that I haven't read these because I love Faye. Like, I am obsessed with Faye, so it's really weird that I haven't finished the series. And it's like, I know, but I think it's because everyone wants me to read it, so I'm just like, I'm gonna stay back. But I'm gonna read it so I can be a part of the hype. Like, I hate admitting that I'm Sarah J. Maas Trash, and if anyone in the comments tries to call me Sarah J. Maas Trash, I will deny it, but I am Sarah J. Maas Trash. Like, don't say I'm Sarah J. Maas Trash in the comments though, because I will deny it. Like, I never said it. I have read the Foxhole Court. I finally finished it. I started reading it in 2017, and I literally finished it 2019. I finished the book the day before I started in 2017. So I think I started June 24, 2017, and I finished June 23rd, 2019. It literally took me 2 years to finish this freaking book, but I mean, that's fine, that's okay. I gave it 3 stars because it took me so long and I knew what happens in the end. I do want to stay in this series because I love the fan art so much and I love the idea of the story, but I am a very plot and character driven person. I talk about this all the time. I need plot and character. I cannot just have character. Like, I need plot. Like, I like to have reasons, like conflicts in my book. Well, I like to have like a goal in my books, and it's like, you know, I just need plot, I need structure. I can't just have characters doing like anything. Like, if I wanted that, I would go read a Wattpad book. And I'm not trying to like trash talk the author or anything, because this is really well written. But I mean, I will continue it. I just don't know like when I'll continue it. I don't even know if this book is popular, Three Dark Crowns, but I have read it. Jake from Jake Does Books loves it. Everyone knows that the first book is trash and the other two books are really, really good. I can't even tell you what happened in this book because I completely forgot everything that I listened to on audiobook. I gave it 3 stars, and I don't even know if this book is that popular, but I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it. I don't know if I want to, like, I like the idea of it. I have read The Devouring Grave. If you guys didn't know, I really, really love this book. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. To me, the book just felt like something was missing, and I honestly can't tell. I just feel like the characters didn't feel like they connected, like, with each, like, I don't know. They felt like characters, but they didn't feel like people, if that makes sense. Like, they didn't have any, they had personality, but they were very, like, I don't know how to explain it. They weren't full-fleshed characters, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I hope somebody will understand what I'm saying, and I hope this makes sense. But I really liked it. Like I said, like, I can't just have plot and like semi-good characters. Like, these characters were good, but like, I don't know, I need plot and character. Like, I can't just have one or the other. I literally need both I need them both to like meet in the middle. I can't have 50% and like, I can't have like 40, 70, or I don't know math, but I literally need 50-50 them to meet in the middle for like me to give a book 5 stars. I have read The Raven Cycle, and I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. I love the characters. I love Ronan. I love Noah. I actually made it to the 2nd book, but I just think this book is really, really boring and nothing happens in this book. And like I've said countless of times in this video, I need things to happen when I read books. So I'm not just going to sit here and read a bunch of nothing and characters interacting, because like I said, if I wanted that, I would just go to Wattpad. Like, I paid for this book. I want to have plot. I read The Cruel Prince, but you guys already know, like, if you don't know, The Cruel Prince is my brand. Like, are you new here? Like, everyone knows I love Faye. I love The Cruel Prince. I love Carden. I love Faye, because when a lot of people read Faye, they think that fairies are like these nice, sweet, like, not being, like, they think these fairies are like nice, sweet, like, beings, and that like they'll like, I don't know, sprinkle dust around you. But in books, like, fairies are actually like one of the most evil creatures to walk, I don't want to say earth because they have their own like lands typically, but fairies are literally so evil and malicious, and they are the worst kind of beings out there, and that's why I love them. And like, I feel like I would fit so perfectly in Faye, you know? I have read The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I loved it, as you can see by my tabs. This is actually one of my new all-time favorite books. Like, I love this book with all of my heart and soul. Like, it literally was hate to love excellence. Like, it was beautiful, and I wish that this book came in hardcover. Like, Christina Lauren, release books in hardcover, please. Sisters, like, I beg of you, like, please release this book in hardcover. I have read Throne of Glass. I've actually read Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and Airfire, and Queen of Shadows. I love Queen of Shadows. Queen of Shadows is like literally my all-time favorite book in the series. Hopefully I love the series like more as I go along. I've been reading other things and I need to finish it, but who knows. But I didn't really care much for this book. I didn't care about Crown of Midnight. I hated Airfire. Assassin's Blade was pointless to me. Anybody who tells you that you need to read Assassin's Blade in order to understand the series, do not listen to them. Like, I literally hate when people tell me that I need to read things. 1, I hate when people tell me what to do. 2, I hate when people tell me that I need to read things because it's in the series, because usually they're pointless to a book, and they literally, like, a novella will be like 100 pages long just for like one of those pages in that book to actually be important. And it's like, you don't need that information. I mean, like, I pretty much catch on quickly when I'm reading the book anyway. It's like, I'll be like, oh, this must have happened. Like, you know, like, literally, you don't need to read Assassin's Blade to understand the series. Like, I don't think you need novellas to understand series better. And I think it's just a ploy for our authors to like just get more books in that series and to get more money, because I mean, unless you like really, really love that character, like, for instance, the novella The Cruel Prince. Like, I don't know, it's hard to say because it's like on one hand it's like for the fans, like it's enjoyable and it's something that you can just pick up, but when you make it seem like with The Cruel Prince, Holly Black doesn't make it seem like you have to read the novella in order to understand the series. But like with the Shatter Me series, like you have to read the novella to understand the series, and like you literally don't. I have read Children of Bone and Bone. I sprayed the edges. I have read Children of Bone and Bone and I liked it. I believe I gave it 4 stars. Y'all, have you guys seen the new covers that Tommy Adeyemi is about to drop for this series? I want all of them. Well, they're like, I love having books with like fan art in them. Like, that's why I have Fangirl. I haven't even read it. Like, y'all, I cannot wait till those books drop. Like, Tommy Adeyemi can have all of my monies. But with this book, like, I like this book. I just felt like I did not like the romance. It was a hate to love romance, but it was kind of like the hate to love switched like really fast. It was like hate to love switched to insta love, and it was just like, I have read Game of Thrones, and this was like such a long book to get through. This book was like literally like 33 hours long. Like, this book took me days. This book took me days to get through, and now that I think about it, I don't really care about this series. Like, I feel like if I want to know more about the characters, I'll just watch the show. Like, I think I'm gonna give away all of my Game of Thrones books because I just don't care about it as much as I thought I did. And I don't care about any series to sit through a bunch of books that are super long. Like, that is, I'm a lazy reader. Like, I like big books every now and then, but if all the books in the series are super long, you can count me out. Like, I don't want any parts of it. I have read The Gilded Wolves, which, I mean, I love this book. I gave it 5 stars, but I think I changed it to 4 stars. I know a lot of people either love or hate this book. Like, there's literally no in between, which I feel like everyone says about every book, but I feel like this book has more people that don't like it than people that do like it. I personally really love this book and I enjoyed it. I like the characters, I like the aspect of it, and I love the cover, and I'm in love with the author herself, so that just gave her a star on its own. I do think that the characters could have been better, and I do think that the relationship that is like trying to develop could, like, hopefully it's like a slow burn. Like, I do think like I would like that a lot, but there are like, the book has its faults, but all in all, I really loved the book. It made me cry, and it made me become attached to this character and fall in love with them. I surprisingly have read Strange to Dream. I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars just because I liked it. I just didn't like it as much as everyone else did. Like, it was a pretty good book, and I really liked Laszlo as a character, and I love the writing and everything about it, but I just didn't like how it literally took 80% of the book to actually get like to the point. I mean, at least it had a point, don't get me wrong, most of these books don't, but I hate that it took so long for the book to get to the point. I have read A Curse of Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer, and I really did like it. Gray was like literally one of my all-time favorite characters. Like, I literally am in love with Gray. Like, I want to read A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I applied to it on Edawillis. I can never say that word. I applied to it on Edawillis, and they haven't like accepted me yet, but if they deny me, like, I literally will cry for 3 days because I want to read A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I mean, A Heart So Fierce and Broken so bad. But I mean, I like The Curse So Dark and Lonely. Originally I gave it 5 stars. I actually did a review for this book and The Gilded Wolves both, and I gave them both 5 stars, but then now that I think about it, I moved in now, so I gave The Gilded Wolves 4 stars and I gave this book 3 stars. Like, there was a amount of the book where I was just bored, and like, it provided you with information, yeah, but the more I thought about it, the more I just thought, like, I felt like it was long for no reason. And I liked Harper, but I noticed that they try to play her as this, like, she's not like other girls. Like, that was literally like, they play her, she's not like other girls, and not in like, oh, she's not like the other girls she was competing with. Like, it literally was like, oh, it's not like, oh, she's not like the other girls that he falls in love with. Like, literally it was like, she's not like other girls, she doesn't wear makeup, she fights, like, she defends herself, like, she's not a damsel in distress. And like, that's cool and all, but I'm just tired of seeing that in books and like in TV shows. I actually have read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really liked it. I just did not like the ending, and I did not like Monica's character. Yeah, and one of my biggest surprises is I have read 6 of Crows, which a lot of people don't know this, I actually read this book when I first joined BookTube in June. Well, I didn't join in June, I joined in April, but like I read it in June. This was like my very first buddy read, which I read with Serenity over at Serenity Reads, and this is actually like the book that started, well, it wasn't the book that started our friendship, but it kind of helped our friendship. And yeah, we buddy read this together. But I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. Like, it didn't live up to the hype to me, and I think that maybe I should reread Shadow and Bone and then jump into this, because I like the world, like I like the Grishaverse, I like the characters in these books, and I absolutely love the friendship. And this book actually does have a plot, despite like the Raven Cycle and the Foxhole Court, which this book is compared to like the Holy Trinity, like up there with those. And out of all 3 of these books, this book actually has a plot. But for some odd reason, I just didn't feel it as much as everyone else did. And maybe that was because I was confused about the world. Usually when I read things and people are like, oh, you don't have to read it, like, you know, you don't have to read the other books to understand it. And I'm like, okay, I catch on fast. Like, just for this book, I just didn't catch on fast. I just want to read the Grisha trilogy so I can understand the world a lot better. So then, like, when I read this, I really will, like, I'll have given it another chance. So I have read Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda, and I actually rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I love this book. I painted the edges like, I love this book, and I love this movie, and I love Simon, and I love Blue. And I don't love Leah. I hate Leah. Leah is the most character ever. She is so annoying, and that's why I haven't read Leah on the Offbeat. And I know she's getting a TV series. I didn't like her in the movie. I don't like her in the book, and I'm not gonna like her in the TV series. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm sorry for the slander. I know a lot of people are gonna attack me for that, but I think Leah is the worst character to ever exist. She's really annoying, and she's kind of self-centered. She always is like thinking about herself. I don't want to say thinking about herself, but she's always like, she's never said it, but she's basically like, did you ever think about how this would affect me, Simon? Like, that's how she is in the movie, at least. She never said it, but that's how she is in the movie. I don't remember how she was in the book, but I know that, like, I don't like her in the book and I don't like her in the movie. So I feel like I just don't like her personality, and I don't like her as a person. I don't like Leah. Like, she is, I hate her so much. And then I also read The Hate You Give, which I loved. I gave this book 5 out of 5. Look at my beautiful tabs, y'all. Like, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Like, literally, in one of my videos earlier this year, I like literally almost cried talking about how important this book is to me. I have not watched the movie yet. I know I'm a loser, but I will watch it eventually. And then I have 3 more books that I'm just going to insert screenshots for. So I have read Daisy Jones and the Six. Personally, I did not like Daisy Jones and the Six. I felt like Daisy Jones as a character was literally Evelyn Hugo, but white. And like, when Evelyn Hugo was a woman of color, it was acceptable. But the fact that 2 books back to back, she was literally the exact same person. Like how she acted, like growing up, like how she used her sexuality to like get places, and how everyone put her to a high standard, and how everyone talked about her like she was like the greatest woman to ever live or something. Which, I mean, I get it, but the fact that it was in both books that I had read by Taylor Jenkins Reid back to back, I just like, it was just really, really annoying. And I actually do like Daisy Jones and the Six. I think I gave it like 4 or 5 stars. Like, I didn't mind the book, but yeah, I listened to the audiobook. I do want to read it physically, but the cover, I think the cover is ugly, so I don't want to buy it. But I guess I'll never read it physically then. I've also read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I gave this book 3 stars because it just didn't sit with me like everyone else did. Like, I thought it was going to be like this good, like steamy, like hate to love book. And I mean, it was, but when it got to the end, like, I just got really, really bored. And the ending for adult and new adult books is always like, or contemporaries in general, like, that is what I usually rate my books on, is like how I feel in the ending. Like, if I like the book throughout, then like, yeah, the ending of books is usually where you get like the most stars from me. And I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't care about it. And I also read The Poetex, which I did give 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I loved it so much. It was such a good book. I listened to the audiobook, and I don't have it physically, but I will buy it physically because I just loved it so much. But yeah, that is it for this video. I am so tired of talking, so I'm just gonna end the video here. Bye.